Style Manuals, Chicago. Chicago Basics. Used in history and some humanities courses to document and acknowledge the use of outside sources. External sources can be used to support arguments or thesis statements. The Chicago Style Manual provides a model for citation that helps writers avoid plagiarism and integrate source material cohesively. Footnotes and endnotes. Chicago citations consist of superscript numbers in the text of the paper that refer readers to notes with corresponding numbers, either at the foot of the page or at the end of the paper. Text. Quote, "It was an open secret that Andrew's agents were working far and wide," period, close quote. Superscript number 1. Note. Number 1. Peter Burchand, One Gallant Rush, Robert Gould Shaw and his Brave Black Regiment, open parentheses, New York, St. Martin's, 1965, close parentheses, 85, period. Print sources are multiple authors. Number 4, Chris Stinger and Peter Andrews, The Complete World of Human Evolution, open parentheses, London, Thames and Hudson, 2005, close parentheses, 45, period. An unknown author. 6, period. The Men's League Handbook on Women's Suffrage, open parentheses, London, 1912, close parentheses, 23, period. Article in a magazine. 22, Tom Bissell, quote, "impoverished, explosive, and divisive," end quote. Harper's, January 2006, 42, period. Online sources. A website. 30, period. Chesapeake and Ohio National Historical Park, National Park Service, last modified April 9, 2010, and the URL address. Journal article from a database. 21, period. Constant Lewing, quote, "language and content in bilingual education, end quote. Linguistics and Education 16, number 2, open parentheses, 2005, close parentheses, 239, DOI 10.10.6.linged.2006.01.004, period. An e-book. Number 3, Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace, translator Richard Peaver and Larissa Bolonsky, open parentheses, New York, Knopf, 2007, close parentheses, Kindle edition, volume 1, part 1, chapter 3, period. Other sources. A sacred text not included in the bibliography. 17, period. Matthew 20, 4-9, open parentheses, Revised Standard Version, close parentheses, period. Personal communication, also not included in the bibliography. 38, period. Sarah Lehman, email message to author, August 13th, 2003, period. A video, DVD or Blu-ray. 40, period. The Secret of Rowan Inish, directed by John Sayles, open parentheses, 1993, semicolon, Culver City, California, Columbia TriStar Home Video, 2000, close parentheses, period, DVD, period. A podcast. 19, period. Paul Tayambi Zaliza, quote, Africa's Global Past, end quote. Episode 40, Africa Past and Present, Africa Online Digital Library, podcast audio, April 29th, 2010, and the URL address. Footnotes and endnotes continued. The first time you cite a source, The note should include publication information for that work as well as the page number on which the passage you cite may be found. For subsequent references to a source you have already cited, you may simply give the author's last name, a short form of the title, and the pages cited. Example: for first use, number 1, Peter Berchan, One Gallant Rush, Robert Gould Shaw and his Brave Black Regiment, open parentheses, New York, St. Martin's, 1965, close parentheses, 85, period. Example of a subsequent use of the same source. Number 1, Berchan, One Gallant Rush, 31, period. A sample bibliography that you alphabetize by the author's last names. The first line of each entry is at the left margin. Additional lines are indented 1/2 inch. Single space entries and double space between them. Then the sample biography, you center bibliography with your last name and page number at the top right-hand corner. Then you number in alphabetical order your entries. Castile, Albert, period, quote, the Fort Pillow Massacre, a fresh examination of the evidence, end quote. Civil War History 4, number 1, open parentheses, 1958, close parentheses, 37 through 50, period. Semprich, John and Robert C. Mainfort Jr., editors, eds, period. Open quote, Fort Pillow Revisited, new evidence about an old controversy, close quote. Civil War History 28, number 4, open parentheses, 1982, close parentheses, 293 to 306, period. Cornish, Dudley Taylor, period. The Sable Arm, Black Troops in the Union Army, 1861 to 1865, period. Lawrence, University Press of Kansas, 1987, period. Hurst, Jack, period. Nathan Bedford Forrest, a biography, period. New York, Knopf, 1993, period. The basic rules. Bibliography should include works cited and works consulted. Print sources, book. Woods, Mary N., Beyond the Architect's Eye, photographs in the American Built Environment, period. Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania Press, 2009, period. Article in a magazine, Bissell, Tom, period. Quote, impoverished, explosive, and divisive, end quote. Harper's, January 2006, 41 through 54, period. Selection in an anthology. Hurston, Zora Neale, period. Quote, from Dust Tracks on a Road, end quote. In the Norton Book of American Autobiography, edited by J. Perini, 333 through 43, period. New York, Norton, 1999, period. Article in a newspaper. Archibald, Randall C., period. Quote, these neighbors are good ones without a new fence, end quote. New York Times, October 22nd, 2008, Section A, period. Online sources. A short work on the web. Landau, George P., quote, Victorian and Victorianism, end quote. Victorian Web, period, last modified August 2nd, 2009, period, and follow with the URL address. Journal article from database. Lewing, constant, period. Quote, language and content in bilingual education, end quote. Linguistics and Education 16, number 2, open parentheses, 2005, close parentheses, 238 through 52, DOI, and followed by the URL. Online audio video. Freeman, Richard B., period. Quote, global capitalism, labor markets, and inequality, end quote. Institute of International Studies, University of California at Berkeley, period. October 31st, period, 2007, period, followed by the URL address. Other sources, a published or broadcast interview. Downey, Robert, Jr., period. Interview by Graham Norton, period. The Graham Norton Show, period. BBC America, December 14th, 2009, period. A video. The Secret of Rowan Inish, period. Directed by John Sayles, period. 1993, semicolon. Culver City, California, colon. Columbia TriStar Home Video, 2000, period. DVD, period. A sound recording. Holst, Gustav, period. The Planets, period. Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, period. Conducted by Andre Previn, period. Telarc 80133, period. Compact disc, period. Essay formatting, footnotes and endnotes. Footnotes belong in the margin on the page of reference. Endnotes should begin on a new page at the end of the paper. Center and title notes at top. Single space each note and double space between notes unless otherwise advised. Bibliography. Alphabetized with a hanging indent. Entries are single spaced with a double space between. The title page include the full title, name, course, instructor's name, and the date. Pagination, number all pages except the title page in the upper right-hand corner. Example, open parentheses, example period, Dictionary 5, close parentheses. Margins and line spacing, 1-inch margins all the way around, double spaced, period. Visuals, label, i.e. figure 3, and title should appear on separate line above the visual. Source and caption should appear below the visual. Figure 1, mapping the global carbon footprint. Below it, figure 1, Edna Bonacci, behind the label, open parentheses, Berkeley, U of C Press, 2000, close parentheses, 145, period. Now if you will click on the link at the bottom of the page, you can download a worksheet that will help you understand and remember what you have just learned about Chicago formatting and citation of sources.